Hey, welcome back to MVP Hot Wheels. This is Diesel Mac, and it's been a little bit. I finally got something in the mail, a little mail call, as I've been contemplating what I want to do with the collection. No big takers yet. I would have preferred if I was going to sell it, that I would, sell it all together. And I got a pretty high number up, as I've probably got about 750K invested in it at this point over the last 30 years, maybe more. It's kind of hard to obviously judge that. But I got lots of, variations and stuff, and this is kind of indicative of what I've been working on for the last 30 years of putting this collection together. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. Show you guys what I'm talking about here. This is a variation as I was kind of looking up some of the stuff that popped up that I didn't have. Looks like we got a box inside a box. Oh, nope, he just kind of packaged it somewhat nicely. What is going on here? Kind of an interesting little setup here. Let's see here. I got a couple other things coming in the mail as well. They might be here on maybe tomorrow, but we'll kind of see how that goes. That's quite interesting. Where's this come from? This might not be what I thought it was. Maybe that color hasn't come yet. Alright, let's see if we can get this one off also. Maybe just easier to tear the plastic. There we go. Slide that one out. Interesting. Oh, I know what these are now. These are examples of packages that I didn't have. I was going to put on the website. So not quite what I was thinking. That one is still coming, but either way. Figured this was a good enough example of the 57 T-Bird package that I could put on the website and kind of show you where these particular cars come from. So this base here, you can see here, has the kind of the double Hong Kong base. What I mean by that is it was a Hong Kong to begin with, and then they barred over and put Malaysia, and then they kind of barred over that and put this thick Hong Kong on there. So that's where this one kind of comes from. A lot of these cars that have this type of packaging usually have that. So let's kind of check this one out. You see how the color is different on these two. So this would probably be more of a Malaysia base. And here we can see that at the back here also, whereas this one here is the Hong Kong base. So another thing to kind of look at when you're looking at package, especially in rare cars, to know that they're in the right package, so that you aren't getting, kind of ripped off in a sense. This one, not as good, but it was unpunched, so it just got a cracked bubble here. But this one I didn't have the variation at all. This has no ELF on the side of it with the basic wheels, and then on the bottom here you can kind of see it's got this bar Malaysia and the Thunder Streak. So I didn't have that variation, so I went ahead and grabbed it, and I'll use this as an example for the website for the package side, and then we'll do a little rip party and we'll open that one up. I have that variation loose already, so this can stay on the package. And then, like I said, just to give you that idea, you can see that difference in blue there. The darker blue one here usually is indicative of that being the newer Hong Kong. I say newer because most of your older ones will have Hong Kong, and then this lighter blue is a Malaysia kind of style, despite having the same type of, old number 5 Bronco and 280SX or 200SX on there. So, but pretty cool card art. You can see a little bit difference there where you got the larger Hot Wheels logo on the Hong Kong one and a smaller one over here. So, but pretty nice. But those are what I got in the mail. I do have another one coming in package. I think it's in package, or maybe it's loose. I can't remember now. I thought it was loose, of a variation I didn't have, just like this one. And like I said, this is kind of the idea of what I've been doing for a long time. Different base variation, very minute base variations as I learn, especially from unique collectors that, like a Porsche collector or a Ferrari collector. Those are usually, or 67 Camaro, they know all the different variations that come out. So I pay attention to all that kind of stuff and then incorporate that into my collection as best as I can. I try not to do the very subtle differences in the paint so much, but I do acknowledge that they kind of exist, especially back in the late 70s, early 80s, when they had that transition from the dark colors to kind of the lighter colors, like a dark yellow to a lighter yellow, or lemon yellow, or a darker red to a little bit lighter red, just when they changed the paint up, whenever that transition kind of occurred. So I do some of those, but like, if it's a paint that was lightly sprayed or something like that, I'm not trying to go too crazy with it, especially if you have one in your hand. Here's my kind of ideal situation on, what I use for the website, right? If I have one in my hand and I really can't tell the other one, or on a picture, right, from the one that I have, then it's probably not something I should be putting on the website, just because it's tough to discern that there's color variations. And I know that could go for a lot of things. So I try to keep that rule of thumb in hand, as we, as I put them onto the website. But I think now that I've got this little setup here, I'm a little less crowded. It was starting to get pretty crowded down there, and I'm kind of a person that, if there's so much going on around me, that it really kind of keeps me from doing other stuff, because I'm constantly thinking that I have to do something about it. So I need to, nice little change of pace. The new year is kind of helpful with that. And then, like I said, if I were to sell the whole collection, it would have to be the whole thing at one time, because that would allow me to start building my house. And once I'm into the house, I know people are like, you're going to regret it. And, once I'm in the house, I'll know I have something. Whereas if I sell parts of it and I don't have that part of the collection, but I don't have my house also, I would probably regret that part of it. And that's kind of where I'm at with that for the most part. But I do appreciate a lot of people kind of reached out like, hey, you okay? And yeah, I'm doing fine. I think, I retired from the Navy a few years ago. I'm on my third job kind of here in the civilian life. And, there's just a different way of, how things work, I guess. And, I feel like there's things that I could do better in some situations than what people above me are kind of doing. And they don't have that same kind of, I won't say responsibility, but mentality of what you kind of grow up with when you've been in the Navy for 20 years, where, once you continue going, the people that usually stay in have progressed to a certain point and have picked up on what it takes to be a leader and do certain things and all that kind of stuff, whereas that's not necessarily apparently the case here on this side of it. But so those are a little bit, troublesome, and I go home and think about a lot of that stuff at night, how to cope with that or deal with it, and show up to work the next day, knowing there's not a whole lot I can do, but that's kind of where I'm at. But so, the whole thing with the selling is just that if I can build my house, then, maybe I start up again and continue going on, which is fine. I love the hunt, which I think is the best part. I've said that a bunch of times in the past, but that's just kind of is, right? So new year, 2025, new things going on. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'm in a pretty decent position. I do have a pretty decent job working at King's Dominion, so it's not a whole lot I would say to complain about. All right, I know there's a lot less fortunate and stuff like that, of course. So I'm not trying to put it on that, but it's all relative to everybody and how they kind of deal with things. So, but yeah, so I'm good. I'm just trying to figure my pathway right forward. This is one of my biggest hobbies, my biggest passion. Obviously my main hobby. I enjoy my diesel trucks as well and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I think I'm getting to a point where, I'm ready to probably retire. If the website could take off and I was doing this full time and I had time to make videos like I was there for the couple, 3-4 weeks that I was kind of in between jobs, I think I would be in a lot better position mentally. and I would have a lot more fun. I get more stuff done. I just feel like I'm falling behind because I'm working, 40 plus hours a week, plus the time to get there and back and all that kind of stuff. And now I feel like I'm neglecting certain things. Plus, I have to pay off a little bit of debt and put myself in a financial position to be able to build a house. And I can't do that if I'm continuously buying cars, and if I'm looking at cars and doing searches and coming across cars, $5 or $10 or $20. I have an intention or a tendency to buy that car because I don't have it, so I can put it on the website thinking that the website's going to take off, and it hasn't. So it's just kind of those things, right? It's not a necessarily bad thing or a good thing. It's just kind of the way it has been working out, and so I need to kind of prioritize a little bit. So we're going to cut back on probably buying so much as a continue to get my finances in the best order that they can kind of get into, and then we'll work into getting the house. And then of course once that's kind of done, and maybe by then the website will also take off. So we'll kind of see, but I'm trying to get all the information out there on the website. I'm trying to also provide a good space to start doing auctions and stuff on there. If I could do video auctions on there down the road also, that is another theory or thing I would like to do. Just provide whatever the community, the Hot Wheels community would enjoy using. I like to provide that for the best price for the seller and the buyer on both sides, right? And so that's kind of where I'm at. It just takes a lot to get the website to be developed in a way that it works very functionally that way in the background, so it's smooth for everybody on the front ground. I see a lot of people have made different sites, and if you're just putting in information and there's not a lot of interactivity, then it's not that great. But if you're just looking at information, right, then it's okay. So I'm trying to make it as interactive as possible. I have plans to do 3D printing of the cars, or 3D pictures and stuff like that, so that you can turn the car all the way around and look at all the different base features or wheel features or whatever and stuff like that. So I'm just whatever the community I feel is kind of lacking, I want to try to get that to it. But again, it just takes money, and then if I'm building money into that, then I'm not putting money into one of my main life goals, which is to get us my house built on the farm that we have. And so yeah, it's just kind of the way things are. So anyways, I've been rambling on for like the last 8 minutes about it, but that's kind of where I'm at. So if you're watching this video now, you have an idea that everything is just as fine as it was a few months ago. Nothing has changed, and I'm going to continue within a budget. I'm trying to get some cars that I don't have, fill in some of these gaps like you see here in the background for these 56 Chevys, 56 Flashsiders, although most of these are convention cars that I'm missing, I think, or almost all of them. I think there's a couple pretty crazy rare variations that might be out there that were probably transition pieces within that 5-pack world, but those are pretty rare. So I'll have to see some examples of those before I add that and put them on the website. But all these are on the website except for maybe the 4x4 ones down there at the bottom that you can't really see, but there you go. So anyways, but I'm happy to be up in the new office. Everything is cleaned up. I got some stuff around me that I really enjoy, obviously. So some of my favorite vehicles, so the Mountain Dew cars are obviously up. The Mountain Dew highway haulers in here. GMC motorhome. I put the Corvettes up because that was a suggestion by friends. And the Hall of Fame set's one of the, I think, coolest sets. There's a lot more still to get. Actually, I'm bidding on some stuff, which is kind of crazy. Some of the tougher stuff, which just happened to be popped up. So we'll see what happens with that. And what else do I got? Oh, the Vectors, obviously, one of my favorite things. I got a couple of prototype Vectors, and then I might move my 70 Roadrunners up here, and that will kind of be everything. The Plymouth Superbirds are kind of up here in the living room in a display case as well. So I've got all those variations there, and I could bring that in here maybe. I just got to figure out where I'd want to do it. Maybe I'll put it up on top of one of the shelves up here, and then I'll have kind of my space here, and the idea is that I'll come up here, make my videos, work on the website, and then get some more cars in there. We're pretty close to getting 6,000 vehicles, different variations on the website. So if you're a Blackwall collector, I mean, this is it. If you don't have, if there's something that's on there that I haven't put on there, just let me know and I'll just go put it on there. Because there's so many directions I could go. And, as soon as I pull out the next casting, it could be, like this case, the 56 Chevy, even though it's, if we were to say only from, when it came out, like 91, 92, right, to 99, that would only be like a third of the 56 flash tires, but I put them all in, right? So there's, this is a 100 case pretty much. And it's, probably got about 15, so what's that, 85 different 56 flash tires, but that's the same with all the castings. There's, a ton of them, just like the custom Corvette you saw in the pictures that I put up on Facebook. There's 53 different variations that I know of so far. There's probably a few more of them out there as well, and so I put all those in there despite it going past the 1999 mark. So there's just a lot, and once you start going down one rabbit hole, you kind of like, all right, well, we've tried to finish this up, and so it just kind of crazy. But if there's something on there you'd like to see on there, I'll try to put it on there. I try to go the the direction of what people are looking for. So if somebody has any comments on that, to put down below if there's something that you want to see down there from the 77 to 99 castings, and I'll try to get it on there. But I think at least with the exception of the 98 and 99 first editions, the castings are in there. One thing I haven't gone through and added was the color erasers, just because, holy goodness, that's another crazy rabbit hole to kind of go down. But eventually I will sit down and sort all of those out and find a way to put those on the website so that you guys can find them. I've done, the micro cars. I put some of those on there for a test so that we can get those on there. I got 118s, like these Hall of Fames I took pictures of earlier today, that are going to be put on there. So we're going to try to do pretty much anything Hot Wheels has put out, including the 143, goodness, size or style and stuff like that. And then I have collector cards that I've been getting. So like the Hall of Fame has collector cards, and there's some other sets that you can get. I'll try to get those on there, so if you're a card collector, that you can have, put those on a list on if you subscribe for it, of course. The subscription fee is only $5, and it gets you, allows you to document your collection a little bit. If it really starts to get to a point, it takes off a little bit, and I'm making money right now. Obviously, it costs me money to develop it and to maintain it and all of the URL fees and all that kind of stuff. But once we get past the point and it's making some money, all the money goes right back into it. So a lot of suggestions have been like to add where people can put their own pictures in. I'm cool with that. To add some custom stuff in, I'm cool with that too. I just got to figure out how to make it very recognizable that somebody is, has a picture of a custom compared, or maybe it's just within their own view and they can share that view with other people if they want to. Or you can, select, a filter that has, customs only, and then that way you're not confused and they don't come up with the stuff that Mattel produced or something like that. But anyways, I'm open to as much as I can. Like I said, this is more for the community, and I'm just trying to provide whatever the community is looking for. I know that the auction side is a big thing, trying to get stuff to be able to sell for low rates. eBay has some pretty crazy fees on it, and if you haven't looked at Mercari, oh my goodness, like they jump their fees that the buyer on the buyer side. So like I was looking at, I just happened to click on it. Wasn't intending on buying it, but there was a $400 car on there, and like the fees were like $50, and I was like, holy goodness. So they've really racked up their fees as well. So I'm trying to provide something, it's going to be pretty much as low as it can be. There's going to be obviously a transaction fee. You can't get around if you're using a card and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'll be transparent about what all the fees are, what's going to the MVP brand, and then all that money like I said, goes right back into it. And if we can get 50 people to subscribe, we'll open up the giveaway, and then the first month after we get 50, then we'll have a $50 car up for people to win. So you get a ticket if you subscribe once we get to that point to win the raffle. The monthly raffle, we'll do it monthly, and the previous month's number of subscribers will dictate the value of the car beyond for the next month, right? So if we had 50 subscribers in January, then the giveaway for February that we'll advertise for the whole month will be the value of the number of subscribers. It's pretty simple. The rest of the money goes into the brand to do development fees and bring more stuff. So kind of the idea, hopefully, to get the auction site going. But that's kind of where we're at. And like I said, if we can get to that and it can kind of take off and, you know, obviously take the place of what I'm doing as I'm working, then I'll be able to do it full time and there'll be no qualms about it, and we'll have fun with it. But like I said, I want to try to get the auction site going. I want to try to get see about how the videos could work, right? So we can kind of, my thinking was we would auction off the video slots, right? So Monday through, you know, Sunday, and, you know, have it, you know, a basic bidding. You will have open, you know, a week before, so 7 days you get time to bid, and then if you're the highest bidder, you get the slot. So that way, if there's premium nights where people are, you know, available to watch it, like Thursday evening or Friday evening or Saturday afternoon, whatever those slots might be, then we'll just kind of do it that way, and you can have your chance to get it. Or maybe we'll just do a first come first serve, and they'll all be a you know, capped price on getting the slot, and you could do it ahead of time. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what's kind of fair. I know that, you know, it shouldn't be just the high rollers kind of getting the slots because they've got the extra money and kind of stuff like that. So but we'll kind of see, we'll figure out, I'll take suggestions on all that kind of stuff, of course, and try to figure out the best route for it. But all the money from that, like I said, all that, it would go back into creating, or not creating, but, well, creating the future stuff, but paying for the development of it, right? So I'll kind of have an overlay of like who's the top bidder, right? How are we going to get that like function and everything, so that the seller can see all the bidders, everybody can see who the top bidder is, and they can put in somehow on their phone by, you know, submitting a number somehow, whatever that is, right? I don't have all the details, but that development's going to be extensive, and it'll pay for that stuff going back into it. And then once it's paid off, then it'll go into the future, you know, renditions of it to make it even better with the suggestions from everybody that has used it from the feedback stuff. So, but anyhow, like I said, I'm happy to be in the new office, and it's nice and clean, spacious, got me a little bit more room, and now it's on me to continue going on. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So there's 15 minutes of rambling, I guess, but the website is there, mvphotwheels.com or mvphw.com. Go to the locator, you can check out all of the cars that I have on there now, and all those ones that, you know, say missing picture, that's the stuff that I'm working on getting and putting in there. I think either this year or next year, I'm really going to focus on the cars from 76, 77. So try to get the red line and all of the Blackwall cars that were available, so we can kind of do some videos of that transition kind of period. But I'm missing obviously a lot of the red lines because that wasn't a red line collector. And I'm missing some of the early, you know, super chromes and stuff like that. So I got to work on some of that stuff too. But just to kind of, you know, put all that in there, most of the 80s and certainly the 90s, I'm probably very complete. There's very few things that are left out there, especially from the U.S. market, that I don't have. Even cars that I've never seen documented anywhere are already on the site, so there's some of those going. And then we'll put the play sets on there, and the 2-packs and the 3-packs and the 4-packs and 5 and 6 and 30 and whatever else there is All those will be on there and let you know which kind of cars go in there for the most part, if they're exclusive to that set, or that, you know, like the Toys R Us 10 pack, they're usually the same 10 cars that are in like 5 or 6 different packs, right? So we'll put all those together, so you know. Plus a lot of those are exclusive, even though you don't really know it. Other than the Toys R Us cars, there's some base exclusives in there that a lot of people don't know about, and that's where you get them from. So, but anyway, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. I'm pretty good on knowledge for 77 to 99 stuff, maybe into the early 2000s, but you know, I'm here to, you know, answer questions. I get stuff like that all the time, and I enjoy, if I don't know it, I'll look it up or ask somebody I may know. Like I said, I've been doing this for 30 years, but the Facebook community is probably the last 10 years. So trying to get to know people on Facebook, and who kind of has what collection, and you know, what style of cars they collect, and what stuff, you know, stuff like that. So I got a pretty good wealth of knowledge and all that kind of stuff too. So if I don't know it, I'll try to point you in the right direction, and or ask them myself and see if we can't come up with something. So there's a lot of awesome stuff out there, and it's pretty cool that even 30 years later, from stuff that's been, you know, put out from the late 80s and 90s, I'm still finding new stuff that's out there that, you know, like I said, hasn't really come to the limelight on. So that's the part that I think I enjoy, and I will continue to enjoy, regardless if I sell the whole collection and start over after my house is built, or not, or continue going where I'm at now. So, but I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate everybody contacting me and asking if I was okay. It really means a lot to me, of course. And we're gonna keep having fun, and don't be afraid to reach out to me if you need anything. And we'll continue collecting. Like I said, as soon as somebody buys the collection, all I'm gonna do is build the house, and then probably start collecting again. And I still have all the knowledge, and I'll probably be in a spot where I can put more money into the website for a little bit, so that when I'm putting more information in there, it's more easier to use. Right now, it's best to use on the PC or the desktop. The phone's a little janky because it gets kind of crazy as it transitions from the PC mode to the phone mode. But that's something we have to work on. I noticed that myself. You know, I was like, man, this kind of sucks, unfortunately. But that's kind of how development goes. So I'll talk to the developers about cleaning up the phone view and interaction capabilities of it, so that it's a little bit better. But again, thanks for watching. If you haven't liked or subscribed, go ahead and hit like and subscribe so we can get this out there to more people. And we will, like I said, I will continue making some videos. I have a couple more things, pretty cool things coming in the mail. So hopefully this week we'll have some time to kind of do some of those videos, or if not, next weekend. Seems to be the weekend seems to be my best time. Where I have a little bit more, you know, freedom to make the videos and stuff, and without a whole bunch of interaction with, you know, everybody here at the house. So, but yeah, we'll keep going. So again, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. We're gonna have fun. It's 2025. Hope you had a happy new year, and Merry Christmas and all that kind of stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right.